What is going on, guys? It's the Mad Dragon. We are back doing our third and final preview to the Lions versus South Africa tour. It's going to be the third test for anyone who hasn't seen this, because we have a bunch of new subscribers on the channel. What we do is we chuck a game of Rugby 20 in the background, and we actually talk about the official teams named over the top of it. It's a lot of fun to go through, so let's get this game kicked off and underway. Alrighty guys, here we are at the Diamond Arena set for our final preview video. We do of course let these run a little bit longer than we do for some of the other Rugby 20 videos, because I like to build up the suspense. We have changed the team up again, as we have done for every week in this, where we change up the team in the in-game, just like they do in the real life, and that way it begins to feel a little bit like we've got our own little Lions tour going on, because the real world game is set to be a really big one. It will probably be sunshine like it is here as the players run out onto the pitch. And it's set to be a bit of a decider, one apiece. There's our new team. So we've got a couple of switches up here. Not sure how in sync it's probably going to be with the official teams, but we'll check out the official teams in a second. There, of course, is the fake South Africa team, still not licensed, and we will, of course, be getting into this game very soon. So let's just skip past that, and Dan Bigger here. We'll go over to the left, and we'll get our kicked off and underway. So South Africa managed to win the second test of the Lions series. It was pretty convincing in that second half. I did do the review video for that one, which has become really sort of successful on the channel. It's got like 11,000 views at the minute. We've had a bunch of new subscribers, so welcome to everyone who's new to the channel, checking out some of these preview videos probably for the first time. But that second half for South Africa looked very convincing. It looked like they did really well, we say, as Liam Williams goes over for a try already. Superb try. Will he be doing that in the real game? Who knows? But South Africa will be very impressed to see. I think that the first game came down to a very tight-knit game. There was a lot of lucky calls going the way of the Lions, and they managed to just scrape by that first game with a win. They came into that second game with pretty much the exact same team, only a couple of changes. I thought the changes that were made to the Lions team before that game were probably the correct changes to make, given how the game went in the first one. And yeah, that team just not working out at all how they wanted to. The first half was pretty secure for them, and it just all fell apart in that second half. South Africa will be very happy with it, which allows us to get on to this third test, in which the Lions not going to be sticking with the old familiar. They are, of course, going to be changing up their team an awful lot for this game in order to try and, I don't know, recover a little bit from the surprising end to that second test. So let's check out the team that the Lions are going to be bringing out for this team. I just wanted to put the ball down there just so he didn't concede a try early on. So starting out with the front row: Wyn Jones, Ken Owens and Tadhg Furlong. So one thing that I'll be coming in here is you'll see a lot of the sort of Welsh contingency that I'm going to be very happy to be seeing. I'm Welsh myself, so it's nice to see a couple of these Welsh boys coming back into the team, players that have played well through the tournament and haven't been able to get picked. So looking forward to seeing Wyn Jones, you know, a very different sort of style, loose head in terms of when you look at people like Rory Sutherland and Mako Vunipola. I consider them to be much bigger, just sort of getting in there and trying to do the scrums, but doing a bit of ball carrying when they can do, but they're much more sort of pick and drive players for me. Wyn Jones is very happy to actually run with the ball in hand, but the other thing that he brings to the team is the ability to do jackling. So as a loose head, that is, you know, a very sort of niche skill. You don't see a lot of props getting over for the jackal, but he certainly gets in there. So looking forward to see Wyn Jones in there. Ken Owens going on instead of Luke Cowan-Dickie. As I've said all through this tournament, I would much prefer to see Cowan-Dickie come on from the bench. I actually believe he's having a better tournament so far than Ken Owens, but I would personally like to see Luke Cowan-Dickie come on in that second half to explode onto the pitch. I don't really see the purpose in having your best hooker start off where he has very little impact against a fully, you know, stamina-based South African team. You want to see them come on when players are tired and actually be able to get over potentially for a driving maul try. So I think that's a good change. And finally, Tadhg Furlong, who's been doing pretty well in the scrums actually, as we see Elliot Daly going over here for a try as well. So pretty happy with some of those changes in the front row. Hopefully Ken Owens' lineouts can be a little bit better. I feel like he's been a bit rusty. They've been a little bit too reliant on Luke Cowan-Dickie as that starting, so it'd be nice to see Ken Owens get his own turn there. Moving further back towards the locks, Maro Itoje and Alun Wyn Jones has been the combo we've seen now in every single game. I was hoping for maybe a bit of a switch up here. Itoje had a fantastic first game, probably had a lesser second game. Alwyn Jones has been topping the charts in terms of the tackle rates. The tackle rate's been very good. The leadership quality's been good from him. Talking to the ref when you need him to. I don't think it's a bad call to bring in the same partnership again. The only thing I'm going to say to this is that the line-outs towards the end of that second half was certainly going all South Africa's way, and by not changing your lock departments to maybe stronger jumpers, someone like Tyg Byrne or Ian Henderson, you do run the risk that you actually might lose a few more lineouts than you probably expected there. So I would have maybe liked to have seen a bit of a change here. Moving as well towards that back row, Courtney Laws, Tom Curry and Jack Conan. So no change from 4 through to 8. So Warren Gatland obviously still believing in this sort of 8 forwards here, but yeah, I don't know. I would have liked to have seen some changes in there. I would have maybe even liked to have seen Courtney Laws move into that lock department because he's playing well at the minute. I'd like to see him stay on the pitch. I maybe would have liked to have seen Courtney Laws move to 4, bring on Ian Henderson, and maybe even have Tyg Byrne in that 6 shirt just to give you more jumpers in that lineup. But that's not the route they've gone down. Tom Curry not having the best game in the last one. Certainly we didn't get to see the best of Tom Curry as we've seen so far in this tournament. So hopefully he'll be looking to try and improve his game. And Jack Conan haven't really got a lot of negatives to state about the boy. I think he's doing very well. I thought it was very weird to pull him off Faletau in the last game. Faletau really didn't impact at all, given what Conan was already doing. So I'm glad to see Conan still maintaining that 8 shirt, and they haven't gone for that big switch. I was very worried that Warren Gatland is such a big favourite to Faletau. I was hopefully that Jack Conan was staying there, which he does. Moving towards the halfbacks, Ali Price, Dan Biggar. This was the combo I wanted to see through all 3 tests. I said it in the last game, I said it in the review video, there was no need to change Conor Murray for Ali Price. They did the change, and Conor Murray, I actually feel, almost had a negative impact on the game. The rucks were slow, the ball out of rucks was very, very slow. Ali Price is your speed man. People have been commenting on his box kicking. I think through this tournament anyway, Ali Price's box kicking has actually been better than Conor Murray's, but just the speed of the ball coming out is what you want him in that team for. So I think they'll probably look for a bit more possession. Ali Price is certainly the man you probably want in that scrum half shirt to be getting that distribution out quicker. Dan Biggar kicking. It's been pretty decent. He must be on like his 90% kicking or something now through this tournament, so he won't be too upset by his one kick last week missing. Although it did cost me a bet. So come on, Dan, let's let's try and improve that one. But I don't think that's a terrible choice. I don't think there was quite the need to start Finn Russell yet until we get towards that second half. Looking further, let's start off with the centre partnership. So we've got some changes here. Robbie Henshaw and Bundy Aki. We've seen this in some of the club level games, and I do actually quite like what Warren Gatland does with Bundy Aki. Not the crash ball 12. He's a much more sort of designed diagonal player in that inside centre channel. He basically tries to hit between the fly half and the scrum half channel himself off the back of scrums and rucks, which is a nice area for him to target rather than just directly running into the big boys. Leave that to someone like Jack Conan to do, and actually using Bundy Aki to try and split up the vocal players, people like the halfbacks, and try and make a big impact there. So I don't mind him being there. Robbie Henshaw, who's had quite a good comeback actually from his injury moving into these South African games, actually been doing pretty well. So not a terrible switch up here. It'll be a very different sort of game setup in this one. It's going to be much more sort of aggressive. No Chris Harris in there, no Elliot Daly in there to start off with. So I think this is going to be a much more aggressive setup. So they're going to be looking to go forwards with the ball. And then finally we'll check out this back 3 here. So Duhan van der Merwe at 11, Josh Adams at 14, Liam Williams at 15. So first off, the best call here for me, Liam Williams coming in that 15 shirt, much better under the high ball. We did see how much Stuart Hogg was struggling under that high ball and the counter-attack not working for him. Stuart Hogg also not even using his kicks that he's so sort of famous for having that big boot. Liam Williams so good on the counter-attack with the up and unders, but also much better in the air, much better on the high ball situation. So that'll help eliminate some of that from the South African tactic. So I think that was probably a really good move in terms of the fullback position. In terms of the right wing, Josh Adams coming on the right wing. I agree with bringing Josh Adams in. He's been phenomenal through this tournament. He could be a game winner if you give him time on the ball. The choice to choose him over Anthony Watson, I think, is bizarre. I don't think Anthony Watson's made a great name for himself in this Lions tournament, but it's not so much his fault. He hasn't had a lot of ball in hand. He hasn't had a lot of game time in terms of the club level games. He hasn't been able to show off. And then against South Africa, no one's given him the ball. So we haven't got to see as much from Anthony Watson as we would have liked. Josh Adams coming onto that right wing instead of the left wing with Duhan van der Merwe, who's going to retain that 11 shirt, who was tripping people, got himself yellow carded, was missing tackles, was not having the ball in hand to smash run play. I don't really see the purpose in still having Duan van der Merwe on. If it's not going to be the tactic to use him as a weapon, I don't know why you have him on. I would have much preferred to have seen Josh Adams take that 11 shirt, maybe have kept Anthony Watson on that right wing, maybe have put Reece Zammit on that right wing just to have him as the explosive game winner, final minute runner on the ball. I would have maybe liked to see. So not sure I agree with that back three setup. I do agree with having Josh Adams and Liam Williams in, but I most certainly probably wouldn't have kept Duan van der Merwe on that wing. We are into the 47th minute here, so we will quickly check out the replacements. Luke Cowan, Dickie Makavunapolo, Cal Sinclair, so it's going to be an all-English front row. Not a bad setup at all. These lads have played together in the England squad. They'll have played together in this Lions squad as well. So, you know, hopefully they can actually maintain that scrummaging. It certainly fell apart in that second half for the Lions in Test 2. So no Rory Sutherland in here at all now with Wyn Jones coming back in. I think that's probably a good call. I think Makavunapolo and Cal Sinclair should be able to do okay in the scrummaging. The person I'm worried about the most in that scrummaging is going to be Makavunapolo. Seem to be twisting in a little bit. But when those big boys come on, you've got, you know, Niakane and some of the big boys. I think it's going to be a lot of pressure. So hopefully there'll be a holdout. Some changes here in terms of the other forwards. Adam Beard coming in and Sam Simmons. So Faletau obviously not made an impression. That's why Sam Simmons is going to come in as that replacement number 8. He's going to bring the speed and running play that Jack Conan probably doesn't quite have. But we'll be interesting to see if we can actually see Sam Simmons do that. We didn't really get to see it in the club level a lot. Or the club level games, sorry, not actual club level for him. He's doing it great in his club level. But in the club level games that the Lions have played so far, we haven't got to see him so much running ball in hand. Again, it's going to be interesting to see if the Lions deal with this forward setup enough. And then finally, Adam Beard coming in there, who I imagine, well, he has played a 5 an awful lot through this Lions tournament, but I can certainly see Alan Wynne wanting to play the full 80 in this, so I wouldn't be surprised if he comes on for Maro Itoje, and that is actually a partnership that's played together under Warren Gatland before, Adam Beard and Alan Wynne. Adam Beard's had a good tournament, so looking forward to seeing him. And finally, the replacements here. So Conor Murray, Finn Russell and Elliot Daly. There's some big calls here. Finn Russell I don't think is a bad call at all. Owen Farrell for me is just not having any impact in the game. He comes on and almost gives away a few too many penalties and has no real positive impact on the game. I think adding Finn Russell just gives you that do or die moment. The attacking number 10 I think will work well for them. The only thing could be the kicking. Finn Russell's percentage kicking not necessarily the best in the business. Elliot Daly there gives you good coverage. You've got your full back and your centre coverage if you need him to. I imagine we'll see the normal setup for this will probably be him coming on for Bundyaki and Robbie Henshaw moving to 12 will probably be the setup there. But also if you've got an injured winger or something, you can have Liam Williams move to the wing and Elliot Daly coming on at fullback, so it gives you good coverage. And finally, Conor Murray in that 9 shirt, again, to me, didn't have the impact in the first game. I actually maybe would have liked to have seen Gareth Davis here. Again, just go all out attack. Why not? Have Gareth Davis and Finn Russell coming on at the same time. Very aggressive players, just get in there and smash their way through. But we'll have to see how they get on. We are somehow into nearly the 70th minute, so I can't afford to be talking about this too much more, but it'll be interesting how the Lions get on in this one. So quickly, we'll have a quick run through of the South African team. So starting off, Kitsoff, Mbonabi and Malherbe. So they're going in with the same tactic they had in Test 2. They worked really well for them in terms of the scrummaging, so they'll be looking to do well there. Etzebeth and De Jager now starting in that lock department. So a little switch up because Motstedt is going to move to the 7 shirt, so that we saw this in the second half. Locks moving interchangeably with the back rows and working very well. Sia Khaleesi going to retain that 6 shirt and is captaincy. And Visser, I believe is the pronunciation. A couple of people did drop it in the review, so thank you for people who do drop down pronunciations. I never claim that I'm going to get them all right. Visser going to retain number 8, so looking forward to see a little bit more from him. I actually think Quagga Smith did okay, but Visser certainly having a real big impact on the pitch while he was there. Change in the halfback partnership. There's going to be Reinach is going to be coming in now instead of Faf de Klerk, which is going to be a real shame. That's a big blow. However, Reinach is still a very good player. He did get his game. I remember watching him. He got his hat-trick of tries in the World Cup. He's by no means someone you can just let run. He'll be absolutely relishing the chance to get in here, so looking forward to seeing him in with a bit of running play. Pollard in that 10 shirt again. Just got to sort out his kicking towards post, get that percentage increase up, and they can absolutely hold out this game if they need to. Mapimpi and Colby going to retain their wing shirts, so we expected them to. Dialendi and Am, the same centre partnership. And finally, LaRue. So no changes to that back row for them. They're going to go with all the forwards again and use the backs if they need them to, no doubt. And finally, the replacements. Malcolm Marks, Niakane and Koch. So again, just the same setup we got to see in that last game. They're going to do brilliantly. Marco van Staden, Quagga Smith. Going to be coming on at some point. Now, big change here. Herschel Yantes, Mornay Stain, which I'm really looking forward to seeing him get on the pitch. And finally, Damien Valemsa coming on. So the South Africans have swapped back now to their 5-3 split, which is an odd choice. I did think they'd go for the 6-2 split again, load up on those forwards and do it. We saw how well it worked in the Test 2. Why not do it again for Test 3? But they've decided to go against it. So it's going to be, again, probably a battle of the forwards in that first half. And I just want to see a team use their backs a little bit more. They just aren't getting to see the impact from the backs that we would like to see in this game. So what are we thinking about in terms of score prediction? I think this is pretty much anyone's call now. Every game I think I've called wrong so far in this Lions South Africa Test series. So what do we believe? The Lions have gone for a much more attacking setup, which is nice to see. They don't just believe they're going to win this game now. They actually know they've got to go out and prove it. But the South Africans will be knowing this is their championship to lose, I would think now. They're coming back. They're on good form now. I think Reinach for Faf de Klerk isn't actually that much of a bad loss. I think Reinach will be desperate to try and prove himself here. Again, it's going to come down to that impact from the bench. And I've got a feeling that that South African forwards pack will come on again, that bomb squad. So I think I'm going to call a South African win. I don't think it'll be as much as we saw last week, but I think I'm going to call a South African win by 6. However, I have got every single prediction wrong so far in this tournament, so don't take my word for it. Make sure you do drop down in the comments what you think is going to happen in this game, what you think the final score will be, who you think might score some tries, who you think is going to play well, who you think is going to play badly. To me, this is going to come down to a battle of just wills of who wants it more and who can utilise their backs more. Using those forwards will no doubt be what we see in that first half, but certainly in that second half, whoever can use their backs the best, whoever can use that counter-attack, whoever can find the space for me is going to be the winner of this game. But I hope you've all enjoyed today, guys. We will, of course, be doing the review video after the game is finished, so make sure you subscribe to the channel just to keep up to date with all the latest videos as they come out. And if you did enjoy this one, make sure to drop it a like. It's really appreciated when people put down a lot of positivity down in the chat. And a massive thank you to everyone who has recently subscribed, because we finally hit that 1,000 subscriber marker after nearly a year on YouTube, or just over a year on YouTube, I should say. So it's really nice that we've managed to hit that milestone. So thank you to all the new subs, and hopefully you stick around for a little while we talk about all the rugby that's going to be coming up. I hope you've all enjoyed today, guys. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.